Have you ever wondered what the true meaning of life is? Why do we keep experiencing the same joys and sorrows over and over again? Is there a way to break free from this endless cycle of existence? In today's video, we'll explore the Buddhist concept of samsara and uncover the secrets to liberating ourselves from the wheel of rebirth. Hello, fellow truth seekers. It's Peter here, and welcome back to another enlightening episode of Buddha's Wisdom. In our last video, we discussed the concept of karma and how our actions shape our lives. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out after this one. As promised, today we're diving even deeper into Buddhist philosophy to explore samsara, the cycle of rebirth. Imagine a vast wheel turning endlessly through time, with each spoke representing a different life. We are reborn again and again, experiencing the highs and lows of existence. But what if there was a way to step off this wheel and find lasting peace and happiness? That's where the wisdom of samsara comes in. Understanding samsara is like holding the key to unlocking true liberation. It's a concept that goes beyond simple reincarnation, revealing the intricate web of cause and effect that binds us to the cycle of rebirth. So join me on this journey as we delve into the profound insights the Buddha shared with the world. Together, we'll unravel the mysteries of samsara and discover the path to ultimate liberation. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter. What exactly is samsara? Simply put, samsara refers to the continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that all beings undergo according to Buddhist teachings. It's an endless journey through various realms of existence, driven by our karma and unresolved desires. In Buddhism, reincarnation is the belief that after death, a person's consciousness or soul is reborn into a new body. This process repeats over and over, with each new life determined by the actions and intentions. Karma of the previous one. This continuous cycle of death and rebirth is known as samsara. The suffering of rebirth is central to Buddhist teachings. Each time a being is reborn, they are subject to the inherent suffering of existence: birth, aging, sickness, and death. Even in the higher realms, where beings experience immense pleasure and long lifespans, suffering persists in the form of impermanence and inevitable change. In the lower realms, suffering is more apparent, with beings experiencing intense pain, hunger, fear, and distress. The Buddha taught that as long as we remain trapped in samsara, we will continue to experience suffering, regardless of which realm we are born into. But samsara isn't just about reincarnation. It encompasses the entire cycle of existence, from birth to death and everything in between. Imagine being a weary traveler, moving from one life to the next, carrying the weight of your past actions and experiences with you. Each new birth offers a fresh start, but it's also influenced by the karma accumulated in previous lives. This cycle continues indefinitely, with beings rising and falling through the different realms, experiencing the full spectrum of joys and sorrows that existence has to offer. In Buddhist cosmology, there are 6 main realms where beings can be reborn within samsara. These include the God realm, the demigod realm, the human realm, the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the hell realm. Each realm is characterized by specific types of suffering or happiness, and the actions we take in this life can determine which realm we'll be reborn into next. But here's the key insight. No matter which realm we find ourselves in, the experience of samsara ultimately leads to discontentment. Even the gods, who enjoy immense pleasures and long lifespans, are not immune to change and death. They too will eventually fall from their lofty positions and be reborn in a lower realm. This is why the Buddha taught that true happiness and liberation cannot be found within samsara itself. So, if samsara is an endless cycle of suffering, what keeps us trapped within it? The answer lies in our own minds, our ignorance, attachment, and aversion. These are known as the 3 poisons, and they are the root causes that keep us bound to the cycle of samsara. Understanding them is crucial to breaking free from the wheel of rebirth. As the Buddha said, the root of suffering is attachment. Dhammapada, verse 2011. First, let's talk about ignorance. This isn't just a lack of knowledge or information. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of reality. We cling to the idea of a permanent, unchanging self, and we believe that the things we desire will bring us lasting happiness. But the truth is that everything in this world is impermanent and subject to change. By failing to recognize this, we set ourselves up for suffering and disappointment. Next, there's attachment. This is the craving or desire that arises when we encounter something we find pleasant or enjoyable, whether it's a material object, a sensory experience, or even a person. We grasp at it, hoping to make it a permanent part of our lives. But as we've seen, nothing lasts forever, and when the object of our attachment inevitably changes or disappears, we're left with a sense of loss and dissatisfaction. Finally, there's aversion, the flip side of attachment. This is the anger, hatred, or repulsion we feel towards anything we deem unpleasant or uncomfortable. We try to push these experiences away, but in doing so, we create even more suffering for ourselves. We get caught up in cycles of negative emotions and reactive behavior, which only serve to reinforce our sense of separation and dissatisfaction. Together, these three poisons create a web of craving and delusion that keeps us trapped in samsara. We chase after what we desire, flee from what we dislike, and remain ignorant of the true nature of reality. As a result, we continue to create karma, both positive and negative, which propels us into future rebirths. But here's the good news. The Buddha didn't just diagnose the problem. He also provided a solution. By following the path he laid out, the Noble Eightfold Path, we can begin the process of freeing ourselves from samsara and move toward true freedom and happiness. This path involves practicing right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. By cultivating these qualities, we can start to see through the illusion of the self and the inherent dissatisfaction of samsara. We can learn to let go of our attachments, transform our aversions, and live with greater wisdom and compassion. Ultimately, we can break free from the cycle of rebirth altogether, attaining the supreme happiness and peace of nirvana. However, the journey to liberation is not always easy. It requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to confront the deepest parts of ourselves. Samsara is driven by our own ignorance, attachment, and aversion, the three poisons that keep us trapped in the cycle of rebirth. At the most fundamental level, the cause of samsara is our own mind. It's how we perceive and interact with the world around us, based on our past experiences, conditioning, and innate tendencies. When we're caught up in the delusion of the self, we naturally grasp at what we find pleasant and push away what we find unpleasant. This creates an endless cycle of craving and aversion as we try to control and manipulate our experience to suit our desires. But this approach never really works. No matter how much we chase after what we want or try to avoid what we don't, we can never find lasting satisfaction. This is because everything in the world is impermanent and subject to change. The pleasure we derive from our attachments is fleeting, and the discomfort we experience from our aversions is inevitable. We're constantly trying to rearrange the pieces of our lives to create a sense of stability and happiness. But the very nature of samsara makes this impossible. It's like trying to build a castle on a foundation of sand. No matter how carefully we construct it, it's bound to crumble and fall. Yet, we keep trying. We keep chasing after the next big thing, the next experience that we think will finally make us happy. We keep running from what scares or makes us uncomfortable, hoping to escape the realities of life. In doing so, we create more karma, both positive and negative, which keeps us spinning on the wheel of samsara. This is why the Buddha emphasized understanding the true nature of the self and the world around us. By seeing things as they really are, free from the distortions of our own minds, we can begin to release ourselves from the repetitive loop of attachment and aversion. We can start to let go of our attachments and make peace with the inevitable ups and downs of life. Of course, this isn't easy. It requires deep introspection and a willingness to confront the parts of ourselves we may have been avoiding for a long time. But with practice and patience, we can slowly start to untangle the knots of our own making and find a greater sense of freedom and peace. As we do, we may notice something interesting. The very things we thought were causing our suffering, the external circumstances of our lives, are not really the problem. The real cause of our suffering is the way we relate to those circumstances, the way we grasp at what we like and push away what we don't. This is a profound realization that can change how we live our lives. Instead of constantly trying to control and manipulate the world around us, we can focus on changing our own minds. We can cultivate the qualities of wisdom, compassion, and equanimity that allow us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and grace. As we do, we may find that the causes of samsara start to lose their grip on us. We may find that we can experience the joys and sorrows of life without getting caught up in the cycle of craving and aversion. We may find that we can live more fully in the present moment, free from the burdens of past karma and future worries. In this way, the journey to liberation is not about escaping from life or renouncing the world. It's about transforming our relationship with life so that we can experience true freedom and peace, no matter what circumstances we find ourselves in. It's about stepping off the wheel of samsara and finding the path to ultimate liberation. If you found this exploration of samsara insightful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from this wisdom. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of Buddha's wisdom. As always, thank you for watching, and may your journey towards understanding and liberation be filled with light and insight. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep seeking the truth. Thanks for watching.